So let's go ahead and jump into game. Right now, here we see that the game is paused. As soon as both players acknowledge that they are ready, it will resume.
Perhaps you can jump to my screen.
3, 2, 1. And here we go. Can Jim salvage the situation?
All right, Observer sees the army, man. Army supply shows us 32 against 19. Here we go. Photon overcharge goes down immediately. He runs up his own ramp.
And this is already looking to be a pretty perfect defense, quite frankly. And Hart's attack is repelled. And the game will go on.
Scan goes down. Mothership core did die. But, that's not the end of the world.
So certainly a different outcome from what we saw previously, and the players will continue from this position. 49 probes out on the map for Jim, 43 SCVs out for Hart. And now he is in a situation where he has got to figure out what the best possible follow-up is to what we just saw.
Now, what we saw before, man, we saw the Oracle killing a few SCVs here and there. It was going pretty reasonable for Jim. Jim, of course, playing a greedy build and sort of getting away with this. The score is 1-1 for everyone who just tuned in. And in the end of the day, man, that really didn't seem all that hard. Photon overcharge is pretty damn good.
Yeah, it's a super strong spell.
Like Hart had the opportunity to sacrifice all of his units if he wanted to. Well, he would just run them behind the mineral line while the gateway units run up the ramp. And yes, he is going to lose a lot of gateway units, but it would also definitely kill 5, 6, 7, 8 probes. But he decided to play it safe. Instead, he's going to try to drop over here on the south side of his base. He might be able to unload the units, but at the same time, there are 2 Phoenixes over here. There is a Stargate. Maybe he's able to pick up the Stargate, though. That would be massive.
2, soon to be 3. Here we go. Marines will begin unloading. The rest of the army is pretty far out of position. This Stargate, if it falls, that will be a considerable blow to Jim, but it looks like he's close enough. No, it's going to get
Oh my god,
off.
and he's going to get all the gateway, all the by units. This, matter of fact, was a little too quick for this little army from Hart, so he's not able to drop the natural at the same time. But still, this definitely slows Jim down a crazy amount. Are you going to rebuild the Stargate, Jim? Yes, he does.
Okay, so, man, absolute bizarre situation unfolding here. We see Command Center going down now for Hart. He's going to be on 3CC very soon. The army of Jim is basically Zealot Colossus. He does have those Phoenixes out, but his Phoenix production has been halted due to that Stargate having been picked off.
And that definitely changes things a lot. We've seen it before, how important those Phoenixes are. Those Phoenixes are basically what is killing the Vikings, because all the other resources go into, Storm Tech, eventually a lot of Colossus, armor upgrade, because Jim loves to roll double forge, even if it's a single forge for now. So right now, maybe a timing like in the previous game is going to be stronger because there are less. Oh, Jim, you're expanding towards Hart, like for real.
Well, brave play from the Chinese Protoss. He's got a very formidable ground army, so I assume he'll be fine if he parks it there.
Where's this
and his ability
Oracle?
to defend it. The Oracle's sitting forgotten here at between the natural and the third base. Now it's actually going to move for the first time since we've resumed from replay.
Gonna say hello to the factory.
200 energy maxed out. There are units in the main base of Hart, so I don't think this Oracle has much of a chance to do damage.
Stimming immediately, Hart playing really well. On top of all things, that factory scouting the Oracle helps out big time. This is still looking pretty damn good for Hart, in my opinion. Second forge is on the way right now, but Viking production rolling at full speed, 3 Vikings at a time. Hart still going with that same style as we saw in the previous game on Frost. And, I think that Jim is in a lot of trouble, man.
Yep, 9 Vikings out to 5 Phoenixes, 21 Zealots, 4 Colossi, 49 Marines, 13 Marauders. It's a very large Terran army.
Yeah, that's the thing. When you don't really invest into additional upgrades, like does he even have an armory? I don't think he has. No, he doesn't rely on +2 or anything like that. It is just units. And as long as these Colossus die, stimmed by, or whether it has 1-1 or 2-2, is going to do extremely well against gateway units, without charge, without storm, without archons or anything like that. So this is completely fine. Jim has a lot of supply as well, though. We shouldn't underestimate this Protoss army. Photon overcharge might be massive, might be very important in keeping these Colossus alive. And what I think would even be pretty okay is a couple of cannons over here, because what is very likely that we are going to see is force fields go down over here, and Vikings just idling, picking away those Colossus and trying to kill those Colossus. And Vikings cannot idle above cannons.
They would certainly help. Hart
we go,
has
man.
pulled some workers. That SCV train
Low.
is here. Nama would be
Swag.
proud.
420.
Yellow swag 1520. Perfect. Wait, Protoss can't scan. That's just a Protoss scan to see if there's any observers. It was a perfect scan to spot observers that do not exist.
Phoenixes do have +1 upgrade, so it's a little bit. Jim is all the way back in his natural, perhaps a little bit easier to defend than the third base. Colossus getting a couple of free swipes of, and here we go.
Hart is just going to go for it. He's got a good concave at the bottom of this ramp. Vikings are going to focus down the Colossi. Phoenix is doing what work they can. It's a close fight, but I think Hart might have too much. The
Force
units
fields.
will stem forward. There are no force fields. The bio ball maybe just a little too big. One single Colossus remains. Oh my god, it's so close.
It is such a hero Colossus though. He found the real Colossus right now, but is it perhaps too late? The Phoenixes are still left. Phoenix is lifting up a couple of Marauders. Here come the reinforcements though for Hart. And that actually looks like pretty scary. 59 army supply against 27.
90 supply.